I'm up. Thank you. Thank you. There's David. I was on a train, and this woman opposite looked at me and said, "Every time you smile, I feel like inviting you to my place." I asked, "Are you single?" She replied, "No, I'm a dentist." That's a good one. That's a good one. A shout out to all the housekeeping staff. Weekend to all. Absolutely, Jacob. Hope they're all doing well tonight. That's awesome. That's awesome. For a few more folks in, we'll get things started on the final week of summer forecasts. Boom. Already seeing the end of September on the 14-day forecast. I don't know. I think because we started doing this 14-day forecast, time is going quicker. I think it's speeding things up. Hi, Marcy. Just, I guess, looking at 2 weeks at a time now is speeding things up a bit. Monday night blessings to you and yours. Bill Taylor here. Ken's 5 Digital Center, wishing you nothing but God's peace where you are tonight. Nice night, good breeze. In fact, the afternoon started getting a little breezy, and we will definitely take that when you're still getting temperatures out there in the lower 90s. I mean, we should be about 91 this time of year, 90 or 91. So this is acceptable, right? 88 at Bernie, 84 Rock Springs. In fact, most of the afternoon, Kerrville sneaked in at 91, but spent most of the afternoon that I saw in the mid 80s. I'm kind of shocked to see that 91 degree high that they hit. New Braunfels made it to 94. Austin, 96 today. Wow, 99 Carrizo Springs, almost a 100 down there. Crystal City, the the spinach capital. I was going to say the Popeye capital, the spinach capital, but yeah, in a way, the Popeye, what other town has a statue of Popeye in the middle of downtown? Crystal City, Texas. 92 Uvalde, 96 Floresville. So, again, another warm day. There's Denise. Hello, Denise. What's going on? So let me show you the Almanac and where we are for September 15th. 92 is 2 degrees above average. Only 6 away from an old record. 1953's 98 stays on the books. 1.28, so that's the rainfall so far this September. And I bring that up mainly because I wanted to show you the September averages. Now that we're halfway through the 9th month, I want to show you that the average high will go all the way down to 87 in 2 weeks. Average low, we're going to start in the mid-60s, or start our days, I should say, in the mid-60s by the end of the month. And then the rainfall that we should get this month is 388. So we're 128 or so, 124, whatever that was, and that's not too bad. Some climate data there, climate records. Hottest temp in a September was September, and I think it was the 5th. In the year 2000, we hit 111. And what's crazy about 111, or what's interesting about that number, that's not only the record high for September 5th, that's the all-time record high for San Antonio. We've never recorded a temperature higher than 111. Not to say it wasn't hotter than that, but in recorded history, which only goes back to the 1800s, late 1800s, 111 is the highest temperature we've ever recorded. How about the bold green? Visit SA. Visit SA. I don't know if you've ever used this great website. I want to make sure it's .com. Visit sanantonio.com. I think it is, right? Yes, it is. So if you go to visitsanantonio.com, plan your trip, and that drop-down menu, about third from the bottom, will be the weather forecast. And I've been blessed to provide the weather forecast for Visit SA for, 10 years? Yeah, about 10 years now. And so I give them a video once a week, and it outlines the weather for the 14-day forecast for upcoming visitors. Hello, Hanak, right? Okay, I'm glad you just brought that up, because hola, Santa Maria, ¿cómo estás? Hi, Lori. Let me show you what the averages are. We typically get our first front this time of year, this week. Mid-September should be a front that sends us to about 80 or less, right? Not going to happen this week. October 16th is when it happened last year. So we were a month late last year. Hopefully it won't be that late this year. October 19th, a little bit better of a front. And then November 9th, now you're starting to talk about the average for a blue norther, right? Like a good cold front where we see temperatures really drop to even less than 60 degrees. That would be so nice, right? But last year, December 9th, you can tell that each one of these kind of fronts were late. So hopefully they will be on time this year, but this first one won't be. This first one will definitely be late too. A little plaque. That's pretty good, David. That's really good. Dentist of the Year gets a little plaque. I like the dentist theme to this Monday. Hey, Kyler. All right, so moving forward, a pretty quiet weather week. We could see a few sea breeze showers. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what we saw today. Let me show you. Jillian, what's happening? Hello.
I was falling asleep back there, so I'm walking around. I probably shouldn't have said that with an open mic.
Oh, it's all right. So 6 hours ago, and you see the few showers that did materialize. Sea breeze generated that rained out. I mean, they got past I-37, 281, just about, right? Even one little downpour, East Bexar County. It was near St. Hedwig, China Grove. But that was it. I mean, nothing made it into downtown or any farther west. I am Lynette. Hope you're having a great evening, too. Happy Monday. So even if you look south between Hallettsville and Victoria, they had a nice little thunderstorm bloom. Went down to about Goliad before it was over. So yeah, nothing to speak of, and I think we could see a little bit more of this in the coming days. We don't have a dominating high like we've had before, or we've had, in typical summer patterns. That's why we didn't see as many triple-digit days this summer. This summer, we technically only had 16 triple-digit days. We had a total of 19, but 3 of them were back in May, which was spring. So 19 total isn't bad. I mean, compared to years past, we'll take it. So I wouldn't say a cool summer, but definitely not as hot summer. So notice how the high is positioned a little farther west, and because of that, we can sneak in a few of these sea breeze showers. Maybe you get a quick sprinkle. I mean, it's not going to be a significant rain. It's not even enough to put the chance in. But watch what happens here. See this? Monday, Tuesday, you see the model throwing in a little bit more of a good area of rainfall into San Antonio and South Texas for that matter. Well, that's going to be a front that will, I mean, it's not going to be a big drop in temperatures. More or less, it'll be the rain-cooled temperatures that we will enjoy. But it'll also be the rain that's deposited that we'll enjoy, upwards of 1.5 to 2 inches to even as high as 2.6 near Victoria. Some of those pockets in red near Gonzales and Cuero, maybe even south of Pleasanton, could be upwards of 2.5 to 3 inches of rain. So this isn't bad, guys. This isn't bad at all. You know, we'll definitely take the rain, but this is going to be next week. Again, when you see that Wednesday, that's not this Wednesday. That's next Wednesday, the first Wednesday of fall. In fact, I'll show you the 14-day forecast where it spells out those probabilities on that rain in just a moment. First, here we go with the tropical update, 70% chance what you're looking at in the, I heard it called the EPAC today, Eastern Pacific, is going to be a storm. But limited influence on us. Looks like that moisture actually could go into Southern California, though. 90% chance we have Gabrielle out of what we're looking at here. And it appears early steering currents are taking it north of the Caribbean and more towards Bermuda. And it could even be an eastern coast situation. We'll watch Gabrielle. But pretty high probability that we have Gabrielle in the next, I would say, 4 to 5 days, actually. This is 90% is for the week. In fact, that might be updated. Let's go to the Hurricane Center and see what we got. How many? 17 named storms. 17, Denise. Great question. And we were supposed to have 9 hurricanes. We've had 6 named storms and 1 hurricane. So it has been painfully quiet. All right. So 70% was what I said in the EPAC storm. I'm going to have to start saying that now. And then, yeah, still 90% on the storm I'm showing you here. So that has not changed from the NHC. All right, 14-day forecast. Hey, Paul, God bless you too. Thank you. Right? It does with this wind. Oh, by the way, if you haven't taken one of these Go Rio river cruises with a tour guide, this is fantastic. This is the view. And this is just part of it, of course. I won't be taking you on the entire journey on this forecast background. But it's a lot of fun. Go Rio, and you learn so much about the city you love. I mean, I'm telling you, there's a lot of interesting facts. I bet you that you'll definitely learn something. All right, so we're going above average. You know, we should be stopping at 90, but we'll go as high as 94, maybe 95 on the 21st, the last day of summer. Mother Nature going to squeeze in one more good hot one, and then the rain chance will bring down the temp. Hopefully the showers will too, for that matter, right? 91. When I say the rain chance, remember, humidity will always bring down the temperature a little bit more, the added cloud cover. Tuesday, also 30% chance, but I'm thinking once we start getting closer, and once we start getting into better high-resolution data later this week, we could be upping that 30% chance. This is based on global models that they've been in agreement since last week on bringing in this rain Monday, Tuesday, 22nd, 23rd, even into Wednesday. But as we go forward, I think that number could only go up. 30, you know, could go higher. So let's get some good rains. No tropical storms. And Kyler, we've got a system out there with a high chance of probability of becoming Gabrielle pretty soon. All right, guys, that'll wrap things up. It is Monday night. I hope you had a wonderful start to your work week. And I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. God bless you. I love y'all. And I'll see you on Ken's 5 News at 10.